No, they never confirmed. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hoya Locker Room, episode 99. As I always say, an incredibly special show. This will probably be my favorite show. We have the brand new, but not brand new to the game, our Georgetown associate and assistant coaches. I want to welcome Jeff Battle, Brian Blaney, and Ivan Thomas to the program. We can't thank you enough because the significance of this day, October 15th, we know you guys are in the trenches, and we're going to try not to keep you too long. I'm bringing my co-host, Markham Stansbury, to welcome you guys, and we'll get this thing rocking.
Well, absolutely want to welcome and thank you guys for coming on. But I got a question for you, Gene.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. We have a YouTube channel. It's Hoya Locker Room.
Do we have a Twitter or X?
We have an X, a Twitter, and it's at Room Hoya.
We have anything else? IG?
We have an IG, Hoya Locker Room. Please join, subscribe. We really, this really means a lot to us, the program, the history, the DNA, and the fact that we have our coaches on today. It shows the reach, it shows the appreciation. So yes, please follow us. This is episode 99.
Why do I always have to remind you about it? That's what
because I'm more concerned about our guests.
Don't answer.
I've never been a front runner. I'm a role player, so I know my role. And being that you're 3 times manager of the year, you figure that would fall on you.
Yeah. I do make some fabulous Gatorade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's get right into it. For all 3 of you guys, the first question we ask on Hoya Locker Room is, how did you end up on the Hilltop? How'd you end up here? Not everybody at once.
Well, I'll go ahead, Coach Thomas.
Well, we all end up here because Ed Cooley.
That was the easy one.
I mean, that's one there. The simple fact of the matter, he came to us and said, "Hey guys, I'm thinking about taking my talents to the Hilltop." In so many words, it was a hard decision for him to leave, and a place where he called home, and he built that program. And Brian, myself, Jeff, we were a big part of the success that he had there at Providence, and he asked us to come along with him here. This is probably my second stint in the DC area. I was the head coach at TC Williams. And I lived in the area at Edison High School, was the head coach there at the high school level. And I lived in the area for 12 years while my wife completed her residency at Johns Hopkins. So it was good for, me to be back, to some of my roots and got back. So that's my story, how I got here to the Hilltop. I came along with them.
Yep.
Same here. I mean, once he told us that he was making the move, he said, I'd love to have you guys join me. And we have great continuity on our staff, and we've all been together for 10 years. And so it was a natural move for all of us to come.
This is my second move with him. I've been with him the longest. I was at Fairfield with him, and we did well there, and took the step up to the Big East, and then we came back here, and this is my second stint, like Ivan, down here too. I was at GW and for 3 years, a long time ago, and also at Loyola Baltimore, so I know the area as well.
So none of y'all said, you know what, Coach, I appreciate it, but Providence, Rhode Island is much more happening than Washington, D.C. I think I'm gonna stay.
Well, no, not for me. I mean, you got to know. Everybody know the Hilltop is where all the major decisions in the world are made. So it's something something is special about DC. And, you know, I grew up watching Georgetown. I was always been a Hoya fan personally, up close. And so this has always been like you know, a dream school for me to work at. Like, you know, a lot of my people, you know, that I grew up with, we were Georgetown fans. People that I went to school with who actually went here, we were Georgetown fans. So this was, I like to say Georgetown and this area was always like our tobacco road. So I know the history and the legacy of our school and just, you know, the brand of it. So I was excited about the challenge and the opportunity.
So coaches, I'm the researcher, and you know, usually without guests, I'll go through and I'll pull out some stuff. And what jumped out at me when I just, you know, did the search on you guys is the continuity. Brian kind of talked about it, that, you know, you've been with Coach Cooley since Fairfield. Ivan, you've been with him for almost 10 years at Providence. Jeff, you've been with him for a minute. Just so the continuity is clearly evident, and we're looking forward to seeing it manifest on the floor. And again, welcome. We want to celebrate you. We really appreciate you coming on, because it's October 15th, and we're into 23, 24, and we're looking forward to you guys making it do what it do. What has been the most exciting thing about coming to the Hilltop? Not necessarily challenging, but was kind of eye-opening. All of you guys have been in the area and you're familiar with the program, but is there anything that has happened that you didn't predict, or that made you officially Hoyas? I think there was a question in there.
Yeah. Well, I would say one thing I don't think I predicted is, and I think it's just again a testament to, you know, our head coach. And I didn't anticipate right away the embracing the such, you know, like immediately, you know, following excitement about Georgetown, that like the optimism of when Coach came, like it kind of happened immediately. And you know, Brian and Jeff and, you know, the guys that we recruited, they kind of just bought into it and said, oh, we're going to Georgetown, and we're able to keep some of our same recruiting ties. You know what I mean? That followed us here. You know, Brian and Jeff did having those guys follow us to Georgetown and then picking up 2 other new recruits. That kind of was, you know, embracing and shocking for me right away. You know, I know we had an uphill battle, being, you know, that we didn't win many games in a number of years, but to have those guys come right away and get the energy that's like almost immediately just happened behind us is kind of shocking and impressive.
I don't know about a surprise to me, but the brand is just, it's still the brand. It's still Georgetown, and and it's a national brand. You can go to Ohio or California or anywhere, Arizona, anywhere on the East Coast. You walk into a gym with a Georgetown shirt on, you're probably going to be in the door with the kid. And some other places that we've been, that hasn't been the place. You'd have to explain where you are, where you're from, where the school is, and there's little explanation when you walk in with a Georgetown shirt on.
So you mentioned California. I don't know if you are looking for 5'11" post players, but I'm available, and I have some
eligibility.
What kind of shape you in?
Oh, I'm in fabulous shape.
Coach Battle, he's in great Gatorade making shape.
Okay, that's my thing, man. You got to be in great shape to hoop, baby. Got to be in shape.
Coach Battle, you've worked with some premier guards, Chris Paul, Jeff Teague. You were at Wake Forest when they had #1 ranked teams. So you clearly about winning. You clearly about a program. What can you tell us without tipping your hand too much about our guard play or what to expect from our guard play this year?
Well, I'm extremely happy to be able to work with the guards that we have. And like you mentioned, I've been blessed to, recruit and coach some really good players at that position. I'm lucky to work for a coach who gives me kind of free reign to kind of do my deal with that position with those guards. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be downhill. We're going to attack. We're going to pressure the ball. My thing is with my point guards in particular is I want to give you the ball at 7 o'clock at night and you give it back to me at 9:30 in good shape. If we can do that, we're going to win a lot of games, as so taking care of the ball is huge. But we want to be aggressive. Like I said, we want to be in attack mode. We want to play up tempo. We want to play fast. But we also want to do it with some discipline as well.
Great answer.
So what are some of the biggest coaching challenges you have in today's college game? It's changed so much with NIL, the transfer portal, et cetera. How has the game changed, say, from today the last 10 years?
Well, you hit it right there first with the NIL. That puts a whole new perspective on the game. I've been doing this a long time, 30-something years. And I was joking with somebody the other day. I've recruited through every kind of era. What I mean by that is I remember when I had to pull over on the side of the road and go to a phone booth to call a recruit, and then you got cell phones and you got this, you got that. Now you got social media. So I've kind of recruited in every kind of era that's been about. And, I'm sure Brian and Ivan can attest, this is the most challenging time right now in terms of that. You're dealing with NIL, you're dealing with, so many other things that go into this kid's decision. So many people talking to the kid, so many people you have to touch. It's amazing. Back in the day, you talk to the kid, his high school coach, his family, maybe his AAU coach, and that was his circle. Now that circle has expanded. And so it makes it a lot more difficult. And then, what the kids are looking for is different now. And it is what it is. So we all have to adapt in order to compete and stay up with the game, So that's been the biggest challenge is just the amount of people you have to touch and also figuring out what it is they're really looking for in a school, because that's changed as well. So not saying it's all NIL, but that's a big piece of what we're dealing with in this time, in this day and age.
Coach Blaney, you've been with Coach Cooley the longest. You were with him at Fairfield, and we were fortunate enough to have Coach Cooley on. He blessed us, and he talked about his Fairfield days with power. What would you say is a trademark of a Coach Cooley team?
That's easy. And I know Coach Ballard.
It's easy because we sent you the question.
No. That's an easy one. That's toughness. You got to be tough to play for that dude. You got to be physically tough and you got to be mentally tough. And that's the way he wants his players individually, but that's the way he wants his team to be looked at and to be looked at from our opponents. Like when they're preparing for us, they got to prepare for our toughness first and our physicality. And our kids we're teaching our kids that right now. They're going through it right now. And they're getting better and better at it each and every day. So that's an easy one. Toughness mentally and physically, for sure.
Mark, I'm going to stop Mark because he's going to try to jump in here. All three of you guys have been around the game for forever. What Coach Blaney just talked about, the mental toughness, the physical toughness, from era to era, where are we now in terms of that mental and physical toughness of the players?
Well, listen, Every era thinks they're the toughest era. So I'm not even gonna.
You're not even gonna touch that one.
I'm not gonna touch that too much. But I will say this. The OG of the group and Coach Blaney and them. I'm sure they've seen some errors or some tougher kids that maybe have come along than what maybe we're dealing with now in terms of getting them there. But I just think every era, like if you think about, when they ask you the question of, this era compared to the 90s era of basketball with hand checking and things of that nature. Every era feels like the new era is maybe not as tough as the era before, but there's definitely some changes to today's kids for sure.
Coach Thomas, I want to stay with you. What's the Breakfast Club? Talk to us about the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club is nothing but a mentality, man, and it's Coach Battle, Coach Blaney. We when we're at Providence, here's the thing: we didn't get 3-star. I mean, we didn't get 5-star guys. We got 3-star guys. But by the time they left Coach Blaney, they left Coach Battle in terms of putting time in the gym. We built tough guys that could compete with anybody, with the 5 stars. So that's just the Breakfast Club is a mentality, bottom line. And I like to get up in the morning. I'm a morning guy, and I like to say you can get a lot done in the morning. But those guys are just buying into getting in the gym. We're there. We say good afternoon, by the time you walk in the gym. But it's just the mindset. At some point in time, you're getting in the gym with Coach Battle, with Coach Blaney. At some point in time, you need to be working on your craft. And that's what the Breakfast Club is about. And that's, it started, our time at Providence. Our guys got better, and we didn't get the 5-star guys, but we competed with the top, with Villanovas. We were always in the top half of the Big East over our time there. And that's a testament to Blaney, Battle, and we put time in the gym with our guys. And I don't know if other programs do as much as we did. And we used to get our guys better, and that's what the Breakfast Club is all about.
Well, I can tell all three of you guys it's exciting. The Hilltop is brimming. The Hilltop's on fire, and we love the work. We love the fact that you're sharing, open and communicating, and again, we can't wait till you guys strap it up. We're looking forward to a great season. Go ahead, Markham.
I was the co-host at the beginning, but you keep just hosting by yourself.
Again, I'm a role player. These guys would have made me better.
First of all,
I was a no-star guy. These guys would have made me better.
First of all, Ivan, I got to tell you, you said you're, spent some time in the DC and grew up a Georgetown fan. I know for a fact that Gene was disappointed by your answer. He was hoping the Breakfast Club was some sausage and biscuits. He would, come back to DC and get a free meal.
All I know is I would have been at the Breakfast
so I relate
Club.
to them. All you know is what?
I would have been at the Breakfast Club, even if I would have just been serving breakfast. I would have been there.
Yeah. So, Brian, Jeff, we touched on it a little bit. You're working with the guards, but this year, and I'm particularly interested because I saw something about the scrimmage and what Jay Heath did.
We all saw it.
What can we expect from our guards this year?
I think we asked him that question, and it wasn't Jay Heath. It was Jaden Epps. Am I correct?
Correct.
They supposedly dropped 50.
46.
Close enough.
Close enough.
So can we expect those type of numbers on a regular basis?
Well, I can't promise you that. I mean, that would be nice, Unfortunately, he'll be icing his arm down right now if we have to get that from him every night. Hopefully we'll get some more contributions. We got to get our guy Jay Heath back. He's been a little banged up, so he hasn't practiced for a little bit. So we got to get him back. Veteran guy, another guy that can score the ball with some toughness that fits Coach Cooley and what we like to do. And just keep developing the guys that we have. But I think, you can expect, like I said earlier, aggressiveness. We want to play with pace. And obviously the guards are the ones that spearhead that. So I think we'll be fine in that area, but it's, we're working and they're getting to know us, still continue to developing them and what we want, what our culture is going to be and what coach expects of them. So it's a work in progress, but they're working hard, like Brian said, and, I'm happy where they're at right now.
So let me ask you this. So when Cooley had his introductory press conference, he asked Robert Churchwell, it was directed to all the players that were there, if they had any kids that could play. He didn't want any tuba players. But I'm curious, if I am a top high school player, why should I choose Georgetown over any other school?
I can answer that question, but
Well,
I'm going to leave it to our guest.
Well, one, I think as Brian alluded to earlier, the brand itself is worldwide. The educational system, that we have here, you're getting a top-notch education throughout the country and worldwide, globally. And then let's cut to the crunch of it. The guys that we're recruiting, we want you to want to play at the highest level. You're playing in one of the biggest media markets in the country. You're going to be able to be seen. And then you're playing for a Naismith coach. You're playing for a guy who's won. You're playing for a coach who has a staff that has been together for 10 years and knows each other, knows the game. A Hall of Famer assistant coach and Coach Battle. One of the, best knowledgeable guys and X's and O's and scheduling that I've ever met in this game, and Coach Blaney, and just understanding, the game of basketball. The infrastructure that Georgetown has and Coach Cooley would surround you with in terms of your development in college and then having the ability to play at the next level and getting the exposure to be seen at the next level, to me is a no-brainer. It is absolutely a no-brainer. And we can contend with, the best in the country when it comes to helping you build your brand, when it comes to name, image, and likeness as well. So I would catch Georgetown wise on the up while we're on the position to be on the climb, because I'm telling you, I think with what, Coach Cooley is building and the infrastructure that's coming back in place, it's a no-brainer. If you're a 5-star, 4-star, or even a guy that just fits Coach Cooley to want to come to Georgetown.
If I wanted to piggyback on that, Gene. So
yes, go ahead.
One of the things too that I think that's important that we talk about a lot is the experience we have on our staff. Like, our staff is one of the most experienced staffs in the country. And Ivan alluded to that a little bit, but and I'm not just saying that from the basketball development piece. I'm also talking about from a mentorship standpoint. Like, people want to know, you want to know if your kid comes to Georgetown, what is he going to evolve into? Obviously, the basketball is important, but what we sell too is the mentorship. He's going to leave here as a man. And that's a big part of what we do. It's not just the breakfast club. Obviously, that's important, but the mentorship, the experience we have amongst our staff, the quality of men that we are. We're all parents. We know what it takes to raise kids. And so that's what they're going to get here as well. So I don't want to, not mention that piece as well.
So what I wanted to, I think that's awesome. I think that's incredible, because the mentorship part is, I think that's in the DNA of the program. And I love that this is 2023 and you guys are still understanding the importance of that. All of you have DMV roots. one way or the other. Either coaching or family or whatever it may be. Is the DMV still as fertile as we think it is? And how challenging is it with Georgetown being on the up, coming on the up, recruiting than recruiting has been? Coach Blaney?
Yeah, this area is just, it's loaded, and you gotta be on point in selecting these guys, because there's so much talent in this area, and you want to pick the right ones. You want to pick the right ones that can play and be successful for Coach Cooley. It's not just about going in and seeing the top guy or the top 3 guys ranked and all that baloney. We got to evaluate these guys for who they are and their games, and do they fit? Do they fit here on campus, in school, and do they fit Coach Cooley? And so that's our job to do. But there's a ton of talent in this area, for sure. And so it's almost going to be we're going to have to, pass on good players, because there's so many good players.
Well, I'm glad that first of all, I loved Ivan the way you said catches on the come up, because that is the definite feeling that we are on our way back, and we look forward to that. And what you talked about with the mentorship, Jeff, really stood out to me, because when I was in school, every summer guys had internships either on the Hill, or I worked at the National Association of Realtors one summer, and the one thing I would add to what you said, I'm also the chairman of Georgetown men's basketball alumni, and we hope to be getting the younger guys as they complete their time at Georgetown more involved, and we look to be setting up some internship opportunities, just FYI, so keep that on your radar. The one other thing I want to say, you're talking about fit and how a guy fits in on campus, fits into the program with Cooley, what you guys want to do. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't know who covers Houston, but y'all might want to check out a guy named Christian Brown, who is the son of Joey Brown, who played point guard for us for 4 years. That's going to be a guy that will be a real good fit from everything I've seen. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. Not a big talker, just like his dad, but he is a go-getter. So if you need some information, you got to get in touch with me. I'm easy to find.
I don't think they need any information, but I appreciate you saying that, just because I was really impressed. 2 things in Coach Cooley's intro press conference: his reference to the alumni, meaning he brought the alumni up to the podium. I thought that was incredible. And then we have a hashtag, We Got Kids, because again, that's part of the legacy, that's part of the brand, and I think that's organic, right? You can't get away from that. But Coach Battle, he meant that for you, Coach Battle. I think that was
a hint?
Yeah, I think that was a hint. But yeah, fam, we want to thank you for your time. We definitely don't want to keep you too long. We're here, we're Hoya Locker Room. We're gonna keep the brand relevant. We try to recognize and celebrate the old school, but we definitely want to support you guys in any way. So don't hesitate to reach out. I think the opportunity to have our young men, from a public speaking standpoint, from an interview standpoint, this could be invaluable. That's just, again, something we want to lob out there, because this certainly isn't about Markham and I. This is about This is about Georgetown. And again, we thank you tremendously for coming through.
Well, I appreciate you guys having us, and you know, it means a lot what you guys are doing for us. And you know, I always say, you know, Coach Thomas messes with me all the time, calling me the OG because I'm the oldest guy probably on the screen and in the program. But I've always said that, you know, the most important parts of a program is your current players you might get, which are recruits, and your former players. Those are the most important people in your program. So I know I know Brian, I know Ivan, I know Coach, we appreciate you guys and all you're doing for us. And the support has been unbelievable since we got here. And so hopefully we can continue to move this thing forward and make you guys proud again.
Yes, sir. Well, we're definitely feeling proud. And again, thank you for your time. I do want to share some, we were talking in the pregame, Coach Ivan, before you jumped on. The connection is real. I work with Coach Blaney's sister for many years, and you and I share a good friend, Coach Thomas. Merle Cole is my guy.
Oh, Merle, yeah, Merle was in town maybe a month, 3 weeks ago.
We had him on the program as well. He's referred to as my twin in the industry that we both worked in. So I just want to again, and Coach Blaney,
I hope that twin reference is based on job only and not looks, because then I pray for that, brother.
Thank you, Markham. And Coach Blaney, you coached at Hargraves, where one of our legends, Ralph Dalton, with the Hargraves Military Academy. So,
my first job.
Ooh. Yeah. So again, the connections is real. I think you guys are a perfect fit. There's a reason why Coach Cooley brought you along, and I'm more than excited. So again, thank you. We're going to wrap. Markham usually takes us out with a quote, but I had one quote that I think I took from Coach Thomas, and this is where I'm at right now. Breathe in belief, exhale the doubt. So that's what you guys, I think that's what you guys bring to the table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, before I get a quote, I just want to give a shout out to Coach Butts, the women's coach at Georgetown.
Yes.
Hope she improves and gets better and fighting a battle with cancer. When Coach Cooley was on, we were talking about you know, the what's going to happen now with the Georgetown Providence games, and I said in terms of Coach English, who was there, I said, and he agreed with me. He said, I'm pulling for him to win every game except 3, meaning the 2 games we played and then the Big East Championship. And Coach Cooley said, actually 4, because we're going to be playing for a national championship. And to that end, here's a quote that refers to goal setting. Big goals get big results. No goals get no results or somebody else's results. And that's from a writer, Mark Victor Hansen. And I'm happy that you guys have some big goals over there and look forward to seeing you accomplishing. Thank you for coming on and look forward to having you back.
October 15th. Let's go.
Oh, baby.
Travel
Appreciate
safe,
you guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one. All right.